On January 22nd, 2008, actor Heath Ledger was found dead in an apartment from an apparent overdose of prescription medication. He was only 28 years old. A tragic loss of a beloved talent that showed so much promise and is still missed today. 2 days later, at a London restaurant, actor Jack Nicholson was asked by a reporter about Ledger's death. After taking a long drag from his cigarette, Jack Nicholson replied, "I warned him," but refused to elaborate. Little did anyone know at that moment, one of the funniest and all too short-lived internet memes was born. February 10th, 2008. Actor Roy Scheider dies at age 70 from myeloma. Jack Nicholson was asked about Scheider's death. Nicholson responds, "I warned him," but refused to elaborate. June 13th. MSNBC broadcaster Tim Russert dies of a heart attack at age 58. Jack Nicholson said, "I warned him," but refused to elaborate. July 22nd. Estelle Getty of the Golden Girls dies of dementia at age 84. Jack Nicholson, "I warned her," but refused to elaborate. June 3rd, 2009. Actor David Carradine dies of autoerotic asphyxiation. Jack Nicholson, "I warned him." September 26, 2010. Gloria Stewart, the old lady from Titanic, dies in her sleep at age 100. Jack, "I warned her." October 20th, 2011. Disposed leader of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi, is extrajudiciously killed by rebel forces funded by NATO. Jack, "I warned him." Leslie Nielsen, Steve Jobs, Kim Jong-il, "I warned them." Dixie Carter, J.D. Salinger, Gary Coleman, "I warned them." Herman Killebrew, Clarence Clemens, Nora Ephron, "I warned them." November 16th, 2011. Kitty McCormick is eaten and killed by a giant reptilian bird. Jack, "I warned him." So does anyone remember this meme? It was very common amongst the message boards of IMDb, the Internet Movie Database, a site I frequented quite a bit. How else was I going to keep up with all the latest Oscar buzz? Every time a celebrity died, I would go to their IMDb page, and at the top, like clockwork, one of the comments would be, "Jack Nicholson on so-and-so's death. I warned him." In bad taste? Perhaps. Funny? Oh, you bet. I always got a cheap laugh out of it, every time. It's such a callous and passive-aggressive thing to say after someone dies. Like, I gave them advice and they didn't listen. And look where that got them. And people would get irritated too. The ones not clued in on the origin would always complain. "Why is this always posted here? What warning? What does Jack Nicholson even have to do with this? What does any of this mean?" Well, my friends, I'm here to explain it to you. But to get the proper understanding that this story deserves, we're gonna have to get very in-depth with all the minute and granular details. Ian, is there any way you can say all this in a more simplified way? No! The story begins with the career rise of Jack Nicholson. Starting out as a bit player in Roger Corman B movies, once Jack had his breakthrough role in Easy Rider, he was launched into superstardom. With his arched eyebrows, trademark sunglasses, and devilish grin, he became one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, and he was an actual movie star, not some random bum that Hollywood pretends is one. Tom Holland is not a movie star. Stop it! We had faces then. Jack gave so many iconic performances in great movies. The Shining, Five Easy Pieces, Chinatown, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Glass Detail, that's a good one. I am the fucking Shore Patrol, motherfucker! I am the fucking Shore Patrol!
Give this man a beer.
He was always front row at the Academy Awards. He won 3 of them, by the way. Or courtside at Los Angeles Lakers games, where he talked with players and argued with referees over bad calls. Jack was also a total womanizer, usually seen dating some hot young model. Kim Basinger once called him the most highly sexed individual she's ever met, and an ex-girlfriend recounted that his idea of being sexy was wearing blue satin boxing shorts, fluorescent orange socks, and chasing her around with a ping pong paddle. What the fuck? Even as a little kid, I'd see him caricatured on Tiny Toons or whatever the fuck. I thought he was so cool. I'll always hate that lame-ass golfer for having a similar-sounding name. Jack was the hippest guy in Hollywood. The only non-blind man to wear sunglasses indoors and not look like a total asshole. Prince even wrote a song about how cool he was. After first encountering Jack, Prince immediately thought, Partyman. Speaking of the Batman soundtrack, there was no bigger movie of 1989 than Tim Burton's Batman. Grossing over $400 million, it took what most people knew about the character from the campy 60s TV show and made it more dark and serious, like the original Golden Age comics of the 40s and the more recent Bronze Age comics of the 70s and 80s. One of the film's biggest draws was Jack Nicholson as Batman's arch nemesis, the Joker, capturing the character's criminal mind, manic insanity, and sadistic sense of humor. Plus, he was hella quotable.
Wait till they get a load of me.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Get those wonderful toys. You are my number one guy. Never rub another man's rhubarb. This town needs an enema.
Bill Finger and Jerry Robinson would be proud, if they no doubt weren't dead and dying in poverty from lack of financial compensation. You know who definitely got paid? Jack. Taking a page from his idol and friend Marlon Brando's book, Jack got $6 million, as well as a cut of the film's box office and merchandise earnings. And he didn't have to miss a single Lakers game. They made the finals that year. Whenever there's a hit movie, sequels are inevitable, and Batman was no exception, spawning 3 sequels, each with increasingly diminished returns. Gone was the gothic atmosphere and German expressionism of Burton's film, and replaced with lots of wacky comedy, nauseating color schemes, get ready for lots of reds, purples, and greens, and a strong emphasis on kid-friendly marketability. Buy this, you little shit. Yeah, Batman doesn't actually use this in the movie. What do you care? Go steal your parents' wallet. Fans were pissed. They're turning Batman into some silly comic book character. And it's gay now. All this homoerotic imagery giving me all these thoughts and feelings. Get out of my head. The franchise needed a reboot. Well, truth be told, no movie actually needs a reboot. But, you know, Hollywood executives are a bunch of greedy pigs, so what do you expect? So like a Rick Rubin-produced comeback album, Batman was brought back to basics, more grounded and realistic. What would it actually be like if a guy with lots of wealth and training fought crime dressed as a bat? And in 2005, we got our answer with Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins, an even darker and grittier version than Tim Burton's film, and featured one of the shittiest Batman voices ever.
Where were the other drugs going? Where to me?
Ugh. Just awful. While the film was a big hit, it lacked that je ne sais quoi as the villain. Sure, we had the Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul. It's pronounced Raish. There was one villain in particular that everyone wanted to see in this darker style.
Expletives will get you nowhere, my cowled crime buster.
I wish. The Dark Knight, the highly anticipated follow-up, was released in... Wait, do I even need to explain The Dark Knight? You've seen this movie, we've seen this movie, everyone's seen this movie. If you're of a certain age and temperament and had only seen 12 movies in your life, you were probably obsessed with this movie or at least knew somebody who was. Dude, this movie's like legit one of the best movies ever. Like, for real. I'm not mocking these people, by the way. I was kind of one of them. 2008, I actually looked forward to and was excited about superhero comic book movies. Wow! First Iron Man? And now The Dark Knight? The future is bright for DC and Marvel movies. I can't wait. Boy, was I wrong. That shit got old fast. The Dark Knight was heat with Batman. Hell, The Dark Knight managed to make warrantless surveillance seem cool. But it's the Heath Ledger show. Best part of the movie. Any hesitation people had for his casting quickly vanished by the time the teaser trailer dropped. Any second he's on screen, you can't take your eyes off him. And when he's gone, you're constantly wondering what he's up to. Whenever the Joker's not on screen, all the other characters should be asking, "Where's Joker?" His portrayal of the Joker was unlike any we've ever seen before. This Joker is creepier and edgier and has an even more sadistic sense of humor. With his punkish, grungy, unkempt look and his peculiar way of speaking, Ledger's Joker was the go-to Halloween costume for dorks and non-dorks alike. Even though his Joker had a really piss-poor understanding of anarchism. Have you ever read Conquest of Brand? Oh, God. The Joker was an Oscar-winning performance for Heath Ledger. But Mr. Too Cool for School didn't even bother showing up to accept the award. What a dick. Ian, Heath Ledger died a year earlier. Oh shit, I forgot. That's the whole reason for this video. My bad. So yeah, Heath dies, Jack says I warned him, and all the memes start popping up. Neil Armstrong. I warned him. Etta James. I warned her. Mark Ruffalo. He's not even dead. Already warned him. John Dillinger. He died 3 years before you were born, Jack. I warned him too. Abraham Lincoln, Jack. I warned him. Julius. Warned him. Jesus Christ. Warned him. Fucking Abel. That one actually took me by surprise. Now the big question is, what did Jack Nicholson mean when he said he warned Heath Ledger? Was it a threat? Jack's ego couldn't allow some Aussie piece of shit to steal his glory playing the same character. Heath Ledger needed to be corrected. Hello? Hey there, Heath. It's Jack. Hey, Jack. I heard you're going to play the Joker. You know, the Joker was a part I famously played. Yeah, I think I can bring a real different interpretation to the character.
Is that so? Well, it'd be a shame if something bad happened.
What do you mean?
Let's just say I'll do to you what I did to Mark Hamill's career.
Oh my god.
I think I've made my point.
Maybe Jack was warning Ledger about the dangers of playing such a deranged, twisted character. That a method acting approach would cause serious psychological damage and potentially drive one mad. This isn't something childish and juvenile like King Lear. This is the Joker, the clown prince of crime. Serious stuff. Or maybe Jack was warning about the Joker curse, a thing actual adults seriously considered out loud without any shame or embarrassment. Like the curse of the pharaoh Tutankhamun. The Joker curse will haunt you for eternity. In fact, it already doomed Cesar Romero. He was once the talk of the town, escorting actresses to movie premieres. And all of a sudden, he was bent over, having shirtless young men throw orange wedges at his ass. Actually, for a lifelong bachelor like Caesar, that was probably a blessing. Or maybe Jack was warning Heath that his performance will inspire every self-serious actor who thinks they're goddamn Thespis into behaving as obnoxiously as possible as an excuse for getting into character. I sent dead animals and used condoms to my co-stars. And how did that help you prepare for this movie? Movie? Well, it turns out the answer is none of the above. For Jack wasn't saying I warned him at all, but rather I warned them. The them he was referring to was pretty much anyone who would listen of the risks and dangers of taking sleeping pills like Ambien. Jack had previously had a bad experience with the drug. Expecting something mild, after getting an emergency call at home in the middle of the night, he nearly drove his car off a cliff 100 yards from his house. Jack had never even met Heath Ledger, so the whole meme was based off a misquote. What hack publication printed this? Oh, right. Heath Ledger had often struggled with insomnia when taking on new roles for a film, with The Dark Knight being no exception. He averaged 2 hours of sleep a night, his body exhausted, but his mind still constantly turning. He'd take 2 Ambien when 1 wasn't enough. And between 2005 and 2008, the dude made 8 movies. So his stress levels were extremely high and his sleep hours extremely low. The toxicological analysis after Heath Ledger's death revealed he died of acute intoxication of the combined effects of oxycodone, hydrocodone, and several different benzodiazepines. Mixing opioids for pain medication with depressants can cause serious harm to the body. The FDA advising medical professionals to make sure dosages are very low, since they depress the central nervous system, which leads to slowed breathing and potentially death. So let that be a lesson to you. Stick to weed and psilocybin, kids. So it's truly sad that Heath Ledger is no longer with us. On a human level, he left behind a daughter and family and friends who loved him. And on just a simple fan level, we miss out on many great performances he could have given. And who knows what other artistic directions he could have explored. I'll tell you one thing for sure. The Batman universe has gotten a lot less interesting since 2008. That Dark Knight sequel they made without Heath Ledger sucked! And ever since then, Warner Brothers has been trying to recapture the magic, with mixed results at best. The darkness and realism Once novel at the time, now feels sorta stale and played out. We took the old campiness for granted. We didn't know how good we had it. And the Joker. Ugh. I'd be happy to never see him make an appearance again. He's that overexposed. Anytime he pops up, I'm just like, oh, this asshole again. You know, Batman has other villains, right? What's Polka Dot Man up to? But you know what the biggest tragedy in all of this is? The fucking meme stopped! Why? This meme was perfect. It provided laughs and joy across the world. It was the funniest meme ever. Wasn't that funny, Ian? It was hilarious. Do you know how many dumbass memes I've had to tolerate over the years because people thought they were oh so clever? Oh, a Wojak meme. Haven't seen that before. Not one of these was even amusing in the slightest. Okay, that one's kind of funny. but no, I'm serious. This meme should have lasted forever. The only natural way for it to come to an end is to use it when Jack Nicholson himself dies. Bringing the meme full circle. So we gotta use it as much as possible until then. But who knows how much time we have left with Jack? He's almost 90. He hasn't made a movie in years. It's rare he even shows up to a Lakers game anymore. I just hope it's not for a long, long time. Because I'll miss him. Jack Nicholson, beloved movie star, dead at 120. I warned him.
He seems to be completely unreceptive. The tests I gave him showed no sense at all. His eyes react to light, the dial's detected. He hears but cannot answer to your call.